Okay, this is sandbox credentials. So basically I just log in as my admin user. I'm creating them for PK Fairs or somebody. PK Fairs. Go up to deals, create prospect. Now, I just keep reusing this. PK Fairs. Doesn't matter, put in any address. I just put my home address in, I just go to whatever populates. Do this. My wife actually. Make sure there's no 1 before any phone number. I think it fails more gracefully now, but it used to be a pain. Don't need to worry about that. Add full merch details. Offices, connect pay, agents, pick one. The next. County currency doesn't really matter, but do that. Do acquiring. Just pick that. Issuing. Doesn't really matter. I'd pick flex. Boom, 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 boom. You can do this. Available to authorize. Then go down to Sutton. Do 100%. This is kind of new and doesn't really matter, but it mattered once last week, so fine. So Sutton, this will give us Marquetta dummy cards, which is what we want right now. Go to next, PK Fairs, just copy it here. All this is filled out. Copy DBA to legal, copy the same name in there. Add owner, same thing, doesn't much matter, but I just name him. This will end up being your username, the first name, but I just throw PK Fairs everywhere. This number doesn't matter. Just go to the end, 100% fine. Title, make them whatever. Doesn't matter when they were born. Doesn't really matter what the address is either. United States, blah, blah. I could do that. This doesn't matter. I just put in some dummy numbers. Name for this. Doesn't matter when this expires. Doesn't matter where it's at. Make them these 2 options. Now I added the owner. Skip that. Tax ID doesn't matter. Just pump one in here. You could say we could automate this, but in fact, we did it one time and it's quicker just to do it this way. Doesn't really matter what this is. Category, you can pick one. Doesn't matter what the client is for Sandbox. I mean, you can pick anything. You can leave those numbers alone. Pick e-commerce, types of goods and services, whatever. Tickets. Again, I just threw that PK Fairs in my clipboard because I was getting used a bunch of times. Just doesn't really matter. Checking's fine. Just putting in dummy numbers. This is 100% because we picked e-commerce. Go to next. There's nothing to fill out here. Go to next. We don't need to do anything here. We go to next. Nothing to do here. We're going to submit for underwriting. Now that jumped down here to unclaimed by underwriting. There's PK Fairs. We want to claim them. All we got to do here is we put in a dummy number. This doesn't matter. Hit this lock. Yes, that means we've claimed them. I might be able to jump full approval, but I just escalate to senior underwriting. Then it kind of dumps down here to senior underwriting. And I'm going to claim these guys. I probably could have just full approved the first time, but I always do this so it doesn't take me time. You can see that all I'm doing here is full approval. Nothing to fill out. I do have to repeat this information for whatever reason. I just do 100% on Sutton still. Skip all this other stuff. You see that's where we were at, the acquiring. Then I'm unclaimed. So now I have to claim this guy. Claim it. And this is the one part. I gotta pull something up. I'll have to get you this. I have this file that just keeps it. I just kind of have a scratchpad file that I put stuff in. Every sandbox client uses the same API key. This is for the acquiring bit into thesis. It's sort of like they're all the same merchant. So I got to paste that key in there, and the mid is this 460,000. Oops. It's my unlock key. 60. Oops. I pasted it. 460,000. So I did that. I can usually skip all these. A lot of times our clients want to use lodged cards. So skip all this stuff. You can skip this. That stays there. You want to be smart about it. You click all these just in case if people don't have trouble issuing different kinds of cards. Doesn't matter. I mean, this lodge cards, you put some money in there. They can cut lodge cards, $1 million, whatever. That pretty much covers 90% or whatever, but anybody needs. Typical scenario is someone says, oh, I can't create type 03 for car rental, and then we have to go back in and click this. So if you enable all the cards for Sandbox, I try to encourage everybody to use 98, which is unrestricted in Sandbox. So I think I did everything here. So again, all I did on this page was I put in this. We've got these tolerance options. They are, you can kind of skip these. If people need them later, they can come back for it. Tolerance allowed and reload. These aren't, we try to discourage these now. Those features, so I can come back to it if they need it. And then we also are alerted that they want to use it if we don't enable it there. So now I'm going to set this as completed. So the PK first is completed. If I go to users, PK first, PK first, PK first. So first thing I got to do now is this is the credential I'm going to give to those folks. So just give it a password you'll remember for now. Okay, so I know how to log. Great, site. Oops, those do not match. Blah, blah. Great. I always save. I got a huge pile of them in LastPass, but then I don't forget. Then what the first thing you'll do, I'm all set, why don't you go away? So now I'm going to log out. I'm going to log in as them because it will prompt me to change my password, and I'm just going to generate one. And log into LastPass, I guess. Why is LastPass hung up on me? There it is. Come on. You can copy that. I also, just in case I lose it, I throw it in my little scratch pad thing here. I'm going to fill. I'm going to change my password. Come on now. And I changed PK Fair, so I'm going to save it over here. Come on, where are you? This is the part where, you know, you send up with a bunch of credentials so that I don't lose them. I like to keep track. And it's easier for me, but actually I don't like this interface of okay, when I'm not videoing it never takes this long. So forget it, I'm gonna do this. Just gonna edit it here. Fine. Password. So that's why I save it to my fine, save it there. Alright, so now great. If I log in as so now if I log in as them, it's kind of as expected. So the next thing I do, yeah, so they don't have anything. I mean, the reason why that came up is there's nothing in here.